Good morning, children. Today we are going to start part 2 of lesson 14. In the previous video, we have discussed regarding the nation, states, kingdoms of Europe and some sort of movements like conservatism and romanticism. And in this video, we are going to discuss regarding the revolutions. Revolt of 1848, unification of Germany and Italy. Now let us start the video. Before starting the video, I request everyone to open your textbooks, page number 179 and get ready for the lesson. 1848 Revolt. It is there in your textbook in page number 179. So I hope that everyone open your textbook and get ready for the lesson. So what is this 1848 revolution? This 1848 revolution occurred in France, where at that time the king is Louis Philippe. So he is the king at that time when 1848 revolt occurred in France. Louis Philippe, he is a constitutional monarch and he used to be called as citizens king. What is the meaning of citizens king? He is like a people's king. People completely believed him and he has a very good position among the hearts of the people. So he is a very great king at the starting when he entered into the kingship, when he started ruling the country. And he was crowned by the grace of God and by the will of the nation. By the grace of God means God has accepted to become him as a king, and by the will of the nation, all the people also want to become him as a king. So he became as a king of France. But when the time passed, his government grew more and more reactionary until by 1848 he has aroused much opposition to his rule, because when he is ruling in a proper way, the opposition is also will be there. So some of the ministers will be there who won't like his ruling, so they came completely opposite to him. And the king have a prime minister. The name of the prime minister is Guizot. It is not given in the textbook, just you remember all these. So the name of the prime minister is Guizot, and this prime minister is very unpopular, and almost he is called as a chief minister also, the minister of the king. So he is very unpopular. So after knowing about all the things what the minister is doing, the king completely said that he was not at all willing to keep him in his ministers. So king dismissed the minister. So a riot broke out in front of the house of the dismissed minister, and the king's soldiers fired on the group of people. At that time, 23 people were died there. So after the death of these 23 people, the complete common people was against the king. Because of the king only, all these people were died. It is in the mind of the common people. So the king unable to take this. Because of that, he thought that I should leave this place, because revolution is becoming more and more reactionary, and so he want to leave that place. So hearing the cries, long live republic, he slipped out of the country as his cousin Louis XIV and had tried to go to England. So he fled away to England. Understand, children, everyone? Once again, in 1848 revolt, the king of France is Louis Philippe, and he is called as a citizen's king. The king had a chief minister called as Guizot, and he is very unpopular. Because of his unpopularity and the opposition which what he has created against the king dismissed him. After that, some sort of quarrel has happened in front of the house of the minister. In that, the king's soldiers shoot some of the people, and there 23 people were died. And because of that, the common people reaction was so more towards the king. The king thought that it is not good to stay in France for the long time. So he want to left the kingdom and he fled away to England. So this is the 1848 revolution. After the flood of the king to England, the republic was formed in France. So with this, the 1848 revolution came to an end. He is Louis Philippe. Next, we were moving towards the unification of Germany. So Germany is in which continent, children? It is in Europe. I already said in the previous video, nation states. The areas which have a common language speaking people, they have formed into one of a group of areas called as nation states. In that, one of a nation state is also Germany. And this Germany, some sort of people are speaking German language, they are somewhere else and all. So they want to unite all the places where the German speaking people are there, and all those places should be united together and the German country should be formed. So this is the unification of Germany. So in 1848, Germans tried to unite the different regions of the German Confederation into a nation state governed by an elected parliament. So they want to keep one elected parliament for this also. The movement was repressed by a combined forces of the monarchy and the military, supported by the large landowners called as Junkers of Prussia. So you may get the doubt that what is the Prussia? We were discussing about Germany, but the name is given as Prussia. In olden days, this is called as, the country Germany is only called as Prussia. After the unification, it is called as Germany. Before, it is not a Germany because German speaking people were in many areas, not in a single area. And so the total places are used to be together, used to be called as Prussia, and after unification, it is called as Germany. And this is the picture, it is there in your textbook in page number 180. This is the proclamation of the German Empire in the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Versailles is a place in Paris, in France. So there they have proclaimed the German Empire. So how the German Empire should be, what are the places should be combined here. All those they have discussed here. So this is same picture is there in your textbook also. And now move towards the page number 181. There you can see the map, unification of Germany. So there the blue color is completely the Prussia before 1866. Okay, and yellow color is conquered by Prussia in Austro-Prussian War. So what are these wars and all, I'll be seeing in the next slide. Austrian territories excluded from German Confederation in 1867, that is the dark green color. And light green color is joined with Prussia to form German Confederation in 1867. The light orange color, South German states joining with Prussia to form German Empire in 1871. And at last, the light blue color is won by Prussia in France, Franco-Prussian War in 1871. So these are the different places. After combined, the total Germany was formed. Now, so what are these wars? These wars were taken place in Germany because of the Prime Minister of Germany called as Otto von Bismarck. The picture what you are seeing here is Otto von Bismarck. He is considered as the architect of German unification. He is the key person who played a major role for the unification of Germany. Under his leadership only German unification was possible. So he is considered as the architect of German unification. What is his name, children? Otto von Bismarck. So Otto von Bismarck, the Prime Minister, was the architect of German unification. He done 3 wars over 7 years. In the process of 7 years of German unification, Otto von Bismarck done 3 wars. What are those 3 wars? War with Austria, war with Denmark, and war with France. So there is some sort of twist here, children. Just listen clearly. War with Austria. So Austria is a country, and he has some of the places when Austria should be united into Germany. For that purpose, he took the help of Denmark. He asked Denmark some sort of help to do the war with Austria. Denmark helped him. So after the war, Austria defeated, and before the war, he said to Denmark that if they win in the war, some places will be given to Denmark. So after winning the war, Denmark asked that, so you said that some places will be given to us. Where are those places? Then Otto von Bismarck declared war on Denmark by saying same thing to France. He took the help of France and he waged a war on Denmark by saying to France that some places will be given to France. So in the war, with the help of France, Germany won. So again, France asked, where are the places you said that you will be giving to us? But again, Otto von Bismarck waged a war on France. So with the help of other country, he used to start a war on one more country. And afterwards, again on the same country, he used to start the war. This is his trick. So by taking the help of Denmark, he started a war on Austria. By taking the help of France, he started a war on Denmark. So with this, he has won in all the wars and the complete German unification was completed. In January 1871, the Prussian king William I was proclaimed as German Emperor. So Otto von Bismarck is the Prime Minister of Germany and William I is considered as the German Emperor. So by 1871, the complete unification of Germany is completed. Understand, children? Once again, with the help of Otto von Bismarck only it is possible the German unification. He has done 3 wars. What are the wars? War with Austria, war with Denmark and war with France. After the completing of these 3 wars in 7 years, the German unification is completed. After the unification, William I is proclaimed as the King of United Germany. He is William I. Now, let us move to the other unification, that is unification of Italy. Almost in the same year, German unification and Italian unification has done. So, during the middle of the 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, of which only one, that is Sardinia, Piedmont, was ruled by an Italian princely house. And remaining all the other places were used to be ruled by the several dynastic states. They were not at all included into the Italian princely ruling. During 1830s, the revolution was started in Italy that all the Italian speaking area should come under one crown. And so Italian unification should be done. For that, different people have worked hard. In that, the first person is Giuseppe Mazzini. He formed a secret society called as Young Italy. So, what is a secret society, children? Young Italy, and it was formed by Giuseppe Mazzini. So, all the people who are below 40 years are voluntarily invited to join in this secret organization, and secretly they will be doing all the things in the country to unite the Italy. At the same time, the Prime Minister Cavour, his full name is Count de Cavour. So he who led the movement to unify the regions of Italy was neither a revolutionary nor a democratic. So he was not a revolutionary person, and in the same way he is also not a democratic, but he led the movement for the country to be united. Who is the Prime Minister, children? Cavour. Cavour is the Prime Minister of Italy. He is Giuseppe Mazzini. So Giuseppe is the title which will be given for the Italian revolutionary people. He is Cavour. Full name is Count de Cavour. He also started a newspaper in Italy called as Il Popolo d'Italia. It is not there in your textbook, just for your information. The newspaper is Il Popolo d'Italia. So along with these 2 people, one more person is also there who worked hard for the unification of Italy. Apart from the regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of Giuseppe Garibaldi joined the secret society called as red shirts. So in the same way of Young Italy, one more secret society is also started under the leadership of a person called as Giuseppe Garibaldi. I already said Giuseppe is the title which will be given for the revolutionaries in Italy. So he also started an organization called as Red Shirts. Why red shirts? The people who are the members of this organization will be wearing only red shirts. So the name was given to the organization as Red Shirts. And with this, he has started the unification of Italy. So with the work of Giuseppe Mazzini, Cavour and Garibaldi, the unification of Italy was completed in the year 1871. And Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the Emperor of United Italy. Understand, children? So, with the work of three people. Who are the three people? Giuseppe Mazzini, Prime Minister Cavour and Giuseppe Garibaldi. With the help of these three people and many others who were not, the names were not known, were back of this unification. With all the work of these people, the unification of Italy was completed in the year 1871 and Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the King of United Italy. So, with this we completed the lesson, children. And if you see that the unification of Germany and Italy was done in the same year. Unification of Germany was done with the help of three wars which was done by Otto von Bismarck. Otto von Bismarck played a very major role as a single hand for the unification of Germany. And here with the help of three people, the unification of Italy was done. And this is the picture of Garibaldi. I said that now he started a secret society called as Red Shirts. So he is wearing a red shirt. All the followers of this society will be wearing only red shirts. So with this we came to the end of the lesson, children. And here is your assignment. Sorry children, he is Victor Emmanuel II. And here is your assignment. Who is the King of France during 1848 revolt? Who is the architect of German unification? Name the wars done by Bismarck for German unification. Name the secret society started by Mazzini. Who is proclaimed as the King of United Italy? So complete these answers, children. Meet you in next video. Thank you.